You mentioned that you got divorced. When I first saw you, I remember you had a different last name. But
Yeah.
but
Whoop.
yeah, it's like she's Baker. She's
Yeah.
Julie. She's always been Julie Baker. Damn it, that's
Well,
what it is.
you know what's so crazy is, and I would encourage any woman, especially any woman that is going into like a public facing job, which is what, what we have. Do not give up your name for a man. And I know you want to think it's all roses and daisies and fairy tales and love stories, but there is a very real statistic you could get divorced. For me, I got married at 22, which should be a federal crime, but it isn't. And so I established a long resume under this other name. And then when it finally sank in what had happened and I started to really understand what had happened to me, it was almost like I was manic and I just went to shredding it from my public persona. Like I went to my radio station, I said, I'm changing my name. We're changing the name of my show. And they said, oh, okay. And I went to my TV station. I said, I'm changing my name. I'm changing my name on air to what my legal name is. Because for a good like 2 years, year and a half, I stayed with that other name because media professionals had said, hey, if you change your name to what it actually is, meaning if you don't keep your married name, you're going to lose your resume. And that terrified me because my job is always what has kept me safe. I've always loved what I've done. And so I don't care now. If a media professional, it felt like I was lying to people. It felt like a kick in the gut. And like keeping that old name, which is where you discovered me from, it very much felt like I was still existing in what happened to me. It made somehow what had happened still very active in my life. And so, ladies, don't change your last name, at least publicly. For no person. Keep your name. It's your name.
I say I've never been married before, but
Yes.
in the time period, the couple of different points where I've been in longer relationships and the marriage came up, I remember having a conversation like that. This was 2017. This is ages ago, ladies and gentlemen, but
Yeah.
it's 2017. And she mentioned the name change thing, and because she was had a pretty important job. Just like, don't you dare change that last name. What are you doing?
No,
That's what
that's
people
your
know.
name.
That's what people know you as. If you want to
Yeah.
change it legally and all that, but professionally, don't go putting I didn't this name didn't earn that. They're just you
Yeah.
do it, do what you do legally, but your public persona, don't touch that name. That's how you made money off of it. What are you doing?
Well, I'm in a few like lady groups, and one lady had posted, she's like, I recently got married. I don't know if I should um change my to my husband's name on air. And all the women were like, yes, girl, I'm married and it's blissful. And I had to be the one to be like, let me beg you, don't do it. Let me tell you my story. And I got a lot of positive reaction about that. But like I think it's so easy to live in a fairy tale world that, oh, it's never gonna happen to me. But let me tell you a story. It can, and it might. Keep your name.
Keep your name. It keeps a part of you, and
Yeah.
it really it keeps your autonomy. And because around here we are all about a woman's autonomy on numerous things, not just
Yeah.
names. And I remember when I first saw you, it was that name, and you'd
Mhm.
mentioned the divorce, and I was because even I thought to myself, wait, is this the maiden name that she's going with? No, that
Yeah.
is definitely not. You made a big deal out of it, and I remember that and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Like shed that,
Yeah.
even if you have to restart everything, shed that, and it's you're a different person now than you were at 22.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. I fully believe it should be illegal to get married until you're at least 30. And even then you should have to pass a test. Like I just didn't know because like, well, I mentioned I grew up in really rural America. I felt old getting married at 22. Everybody I knew, 18, 19, had kids by 22. So I thought, oh, look at me. I'm a progressive woman getting married at 22. Wrong. Still too
You
young.
you waited till you were old enough to vote at least
Yeah.
before you
I was
stepped out
like,
and did that.
guys, I know you guys got married in college, but like I already graduated college. Like you're 22. You don't know what you're doing.
So, what was it that got you interested in going into media? Because you work in both radio and TV currently.
Mhm.
What was the first time you discovered that you kind of had that itch to get in front of a microphone or in front of a
Oh,
camera?
ever since I was like a baby, my dad would take me to the stage at church, and we would sing together. Me and my dad would sing together, and so I have always gravitated towards a stage. It's where I feel very safe, which I recognize that a lot of people would get up in front of a crowd and be terrified. But I feel the opposite. Like if you could put me in a crowd in front of 10,000 people and I feel like, all right, it's on. I love it. You put me in a one-on-one situation and it's not for work and it's not an interview situation. It's just getting to know somebody. And that's where I'm like, oh, hi. Like I feel very weird. So it just feels very natural for me to have a microphone or to be yapping to a crowd.